The only other updates I have is that it is very much likely looking like I'm going to be visiting Connecticut in April. And it is looking like it's going to be around early to mid-April before Easter, because my parents don't want me to visit on Easter. They say there's going to be too many people, too much traffic, and too much annoyance. And really, it's up to them. They're the ones booking everything. They're the ones doing everything, because they're paying for this visit for Kat and I to go out there, for Kat to meet them and spend time with them and all of that. Okay, so I'll let you know when I have more details on that. That's going to be coming up. Okay. All right. So that's really all I have really to talk about here on pre-stream in regards to news and schedule updates and the like. Hope that was very informative for everyone. Very quickly, let's go through some plugs. FYI, everyone, as you know, my impending tax situation is coming up in April. This is a situation where I need to raise a large amount of money in a short amount of time to pay taxes, and if I don't, I'm basically in financial jeopardy of losing my house, which is not good. Please, if you're going to contribute this month to my efforts, if you like the daily live streams, if you like the long on-demand videos I now do on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, if you like all the things I'm doing and you want to be supportive, there's 3 ways you can be supportive and help me out of this current situation. The first is pledging to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. I would like to say thank you to the person who did pledge yesterday. We had a new pledgee yesterday. Always appreciate it. You could buy something from my Teespring store, my Teespring merchandise store, where I sell all kinds of fun stuff. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers, mugs, etc. All right, anything you buy from there helps me out, so I appreciate anyone who buys anything from that Teespring store, okay? Or the big way, because this is the way that you're going to get interaction, all right, on the stream, tipping me. If you tip me today, I will give you a shout out during the stream, and that way you get credit for your contribution. There's 2 ways to tip. You can either look below the stream, and there's a button that says Tips Jar you can click on. If you don't see that, you can just type !tip into the stream chat. That will bring up the link where you can either be anonymous or you can leave your name in a message. All right? Please consider it. All those methods are basically quick enough that I'll have those funds in time for my taxes next month. So please consider those methods. Now, there are other ways to contribute. You can cheer with bits, or you can subscribe to the channel. And I appreciate those as well. And yes, I will give you shout outs for those as well during today's stream. However, those are not going to help in the short-term situation that I'm in. They still help long-term. And I do appreciate any contributions at all. I'm not looking at gift horse in the mouth. I'm just saying right now the best way to help me out of my situation would be either, tipping or Teespring or patron pledges. Okay? Sounds good? All right. So there you go. That's the plugs, guys. I will update the stream stats leaderboard appropriately for the top cheerer and top tipper, so you guys will get more, credit for contributions, etc. All right. And I'll be checking the subs goal periodically. Remember, there's no sub goal this month. Reason being, I need to raise funds in other methods in the short term, but the sub goal will return probably in April. All right. All right. Okay, now let's get to shout-outs for those who have contributed. All right, let's get started. First off, overnight, Infinite 55 did a 200-bit cheer. Thank you very much for the overnight cheer, Infinite. Again, it's always appreciated when people keep me in mind and contribute when I'm not even broadcasting. That's pretty damned awesome. So thanks very much, Infinite, for the overnight support. Now, as for people today who have contributed during the stream, we start off with Larneg, who did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you very much. Let me get you up there. You're the first cheer of the day, so you deserve to get up on that leaderboard. There you go. Mr. Papavera cheered. He said, would it be weird to consider Dark Souls a chill game? Seems that way to me. I think I just like spooky atmosphere and design. See, here's the thing. Absolutely not the first time you play it. There's no way that you can actually say that Dark Souls is a chill game when you're playing it for the first time and you're falling for all the traps and everything. But once you've played Dark Souls a certain amount of times and you know what you're in for, you know what to expect, and you kind of get the general gist of the game, yes, I would definitely say that Dark Souls can be considered a more chill game. Because it's not so serious anymore. Oh, I died. Big deal, right? It's not like, oh, I died, now I don't know where I am. I didn't touch a bonfire. I lost all my souls. If you played the game before, you don't really care about that stuff anymore. You know what I mean? So I would say, no, it's not that big of a deal at all. And therefore, yes, it could be considered a more chill game, for multiple runs. This run that I've been doing has been a mix. Some days I play Dark Souls Remastered, and my magic, abilities that I've leveled up in this particular run through the game have me dominating everything. I'm just running by, and the magic's blowing through everything. I'm killing bosses instantly, no problem, just crazy-ass overpowered stuff. Then on the flip side, some days I find out my magic is completely useless, and like I said, I've been like a glass cannon where I take so much damage that it actually made certain things in the game harder, okay? So I would say it's like 50-50, but definitely I would say you could consider it a chill run or a chill game if you know what you're doing, okay? Hickany has subscribed for 6 months. It says, will you be doing vlogs when you visit your parents? Maybe we as fans will finally get to see and meet your parents on stream. No, that's not what the visit is about at all. The visit is about, first of all, Kat meeting my parents for the first time. It's about me spending time with my parents for the first time in almost 3 years. It's about having meaningful time because, my parents are getting up there in age and are having health issues, and, we don't know what's going to happen. Not to say that there's anything 100% definite that, oh my God, they're on their last legs, but at the same time, we don't know. My mom actually said this to me literally. She says, at least you're going to be coming out here and spending time with us, and it's not for a bad reason. It's not because one of us is like deadly sick and you're seeing us to say goodbye or something. You're out here to spend time with us and we're going to have a good time. And I was like, that's a great point. I'd much rather come out there and visit now, sooner rather than later, because eventually there's going to be a later, and the later ain't going to be so good. You know what I mean? So now's a good time to do this. So it's going to be great. Plus, the other half of the positive of this visit is that I am going to be spending time with just Kat, where we're going to be going around my old haunts, as they say. Places in Connecticut that I used to frequent. I'd like to show her the mall I used to work at for like 5+ years. I'd like to take her to the zoo and definitely show her some of the cuisine, the East Coast Italian cuisine that I fell in love with living there and haven't now had in over 5 years, So I'm dying to go out there and get some of that stuff back. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a combination trip where it's meaningful time with my parents paired out with doing fun stuff with Kat, okay? I need it. Kat needs it. We've been very, 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 very stressed with everything going on financially and everything behind the scenes. And so this is at least going to give us an opportunity to have a little bit of relaxation away from all that shit on our minds, okay? Plus, again, spending time with the parents is going to be great. And it should overall be a really good time, okay? Am I vlogging when I'm out there? No, that's not the point of the trip. And again, this is one of the major changes that I've instituted in my content over the last 2 to 3 years is I'm not combining personal and work life anymore. This is very much a trip for Kat and I and my parents. It is not for the viewers. It is not for people to be seeing things behind the scenes or anything like that. Okay? If anything, oh my God, excuse me. If anything, what I may do is take a few pictures of things and share those pictures on the internet with all of you. I haven't used my Instagram since Christmas. That's not even an exaggeration. It's been 3 months. I haven't touched my Instagram. I don't use it anymore. So maybe, a few pictures here and there. Oh, look, we're having my favorite pizza, Oh, look, we're at the zoo, stuff like that. Basic pictures, not full-on video coverage content. Because the other thing is, I'll be very honest with all of you. As much as the years when I used to do that, I would go travel and I would constantly be recording everything, and it was fun. Now, my life with Kat is very different. Having an offline, disconnected life with Kat where we get to have our own fun stuff, our own places we like to go, our own things we like to do together, and not having all of that be public information is actually a nice thing. It's like we have our own stuff just for us, and, we don't have to worry about everyone micro-analyzing every possible fucking thing. I'm still hearing rumors that people think we're flying to some tropical island or something. That we've been lying to you all this time. We've been hoarding money and we're flying to the Cayman Islands for a tropical getaway or some crazy shit like that. Just insanity. Okay? So, I don't know where people get their shit. It's just because they're so bored with their own fucking lives that they've got to try to, you know, make fun of other people or make up complete drama shit about other people. So, yeah, the bottom line is, no, that's not the purpose of the trip. No, that's not what we want the trip to become. We want it to be for us and my parents and just having family time together and them being able to come back. The truth of the matter is, depending on when we go, we're going to come back probably stressed out because of the tax situation, but at least we'll have had a little bit of relaxation. So once the reality of the situation hits and I find out, okay, could I or could I not afford the taxes? What's the repercussions of that, etc.? At least it'll be like, well, at least we just had a nice relaxing time together with my parents and everything. You know, at the very least, that's out of the way, right? Okay. All right, continuing on. So, Uzi Go Hard did a 200-bit cheers, and at this point in your life, would you consider yourself physically healthy? Let me put it this way. Am I the guy in the biggest, best condition of his life? Absolutely not. Am I considered healthy by nutritionist standards? Absolutely not. Would I consider myself unhealthy? No. I definitely should be, you know, doing way more exercise. I wish I didn't have such a sedentary lifestyle like I do, but I do. That's my life. That's my job, is to sit here and play games all day with you guys, right? And that's why when I have my day off with Kat, it's such a good opportunity for us to go out and move and get around and do stuff all day, physical activity all day, to get moving and burn the calories and get the atrophy out of the muscles and the bones and the bloodstream and all of that, right? But I don't think I'm unhealthy. I will tell you, at one point, I was very unhealthy. I was constantly eating bad food. I was drinking tea and coffee and stuff constantly, soda, you know, living a horrible lifestyle. I wasn't on another major thing. I wasn't on a normal sleep schedule. I am now. Finally now, you know, I get at the very least 6 hours of sleep a night, if not a little more, depending on the night. And it's normal hours. I didn't used to have that. It used to be the weirdest schedule. I wouldn't go to sleep and I'd be up all night doing stuff, and it just was not good, man. Drinking, I've cut down on my drinking tremendously. I used to drink a ton, and now I do not drink anywhere near as much, if even, you know, frequently. So it's good. All these positive life changes I've made. I'm much healthier than I was. Am I healthy by a standard that a professional would judge? Probably not, but at least I'm healthier, okay? All right, Uzi Go Hard also subscribed for 2 months and said, on the grind. Thank you, Uzi Go Hard, for the 2-month subscription. Okay? Suck a Surprise actually is wondering how much did I used to drink before I changed my habits. Dude, back before YouTube, I used to drink so fucking much, man. I was bad. I told you guys, there was a time in my life I was depressed. I've talked publicly about my depression before, how I've suffered from it and everything. And I had depression to the point where I was drinking like crazy every night, drinking myself to sleep because I hated my life and I hated everything going on around me. And obviously that was a horrendous time in my life that I would never want to go back to. You know, but now things are so much better. So much better. Okay, Hodor Targ did a 100-bit cheer. Says, as a fighting game fan, I'm very glad you came back to Street Fighter. I think it would be a pity to give up on games like Soul Calibur 6, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and Tekken 7, especially after the Negan update. Did you drop them because of burnout or something else? It's this simple. I, in my lifetime, have played all those franchises you just mentioned, all right, except for Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is a new one. But I've played all the major franchises: Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Tekken, Dead or Alive, obviously Street Fighter, and, you know, among a few others that are major fighting game franchises that are long-running franchises. And even though I do have experience of these games, the most experience I've ever had, and by far the most I've spent playing a fighting game, is Street Fighter. Thousands of hours of my life spent in arcades and or playing on consoles in Street Fighter. So I just have this affinity for Street Fighter because I understand the fundamentals, and even if it's a new Street Fighter game I don't really understand, I can pretty much still jump in and, at least with fundamentals, understand what's going on and do some basic stuff. You know what I mean? For those other franchises you mentioned, I love enjoying them. Like, for example, I'll play the Soul Calibur 6 story mode. I'll do a little bit of online. I'll play through the Tekken 7 story. Yeah, I'll do some sessions of Tekken 7 multiplayer or whatever. But those are game franchises that if I were to try to be competitively on a level where I could hang, like I can in Street Fighter, I would have to put in so much more time and effort. And as you know, as a variety content creator and streamer, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit here and every week for 2 to 3 streams have to play the same game. You know what I mean? Like, Tekken 7 is a great game, don't get me wrong. And I played a lot of it at launch. I did. But after a few weeks, I got bored of it. I knew unless I spent a significant amount more time playing the game, I was never going to be able to do well online because I didn't understand all the characters, the matchups, the properties of certain moves. I got to the point in the game where I understood the basics and I needed to go to the next level, and I wasn't willing to do that because that would have meant a significant time investment away from doing other fun stuff that I like to do, and I didn't want to do that at the time, okay? And that's why when you ask, oh, why don't you go back to Tekken 7, the Negan update? Dude, I haven't played Tekken 7 in 2 years. You know how much has changed in that game in 2 years? So many moves, properties, probably entire characters I don't understand. Now you expect me to go back in at, 2 years behind everyone else and try to play it? It's funny because some people have been saying, because I've been playing Apex Legends with Brian, and Brian is really good at Rainbow Six Siege. He plays the hell out of that game. Why don't I play Siege? Because it's 3 years now the game's been out, right? It came out late 2016. 2.5 years later, people have been playing this game hardcore for 2.5 years. Do you honestly expect that I'm going to be able to jump into this game and do anything meaningful when there's people who've played it nonstop for 2.5 years? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how it is with competitive gaming. If you're not there at the start to get your feet in and then learn about the game and you see all the changes to the game and understand them over time, you're never going to be able to learn and get good, And that's just me being honest here. And not to say that I wouldn't maybe enjoy understanding these games at a higher level, but I'm not the kind of person to put in that time. I'm not a fighting game exclusive streamer. You see what I mean? And if I were a fighting game exclusive streamer, you would see me, okay, I'm going to focus in on Street Fighter and Tekken and one more game, and every day I'll focus in on one, and I'll learn more, and I'll do better, and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not, I'm not that one-trick pony kind of guy. I don't have a special forte. When you watch my streams every day, you can watch something completely different. Just today, I'm doing Dark Souls, then I'm doing Battle Royale gameplay in a first-person shooter. Tomorrow, I'm playing a Japanese RPG in Shenmue 2, and then I'm playing Street Fighter. I mean, talk about different genre variety, right? That's what I'm all about, being the jack of all trades. And even though it means I'm a master of none, I'm okay with that. Okay? So there you go. There's your answer. Okay, Van Clays 009 tipped me $1 and says, some people go home and play music, others watch their favorite TV show. I come home and I watch you. I don't get all the hate. For me, it's pointless. If someone doesn't like you, you just don't watch. Hope you have a wonderful time with your parents. Love you. Thank you very much, Van Clays, for the $1 tip, the first tip of the day. And in truth, Van Clays, the truth of the matter here is that recently, I don't really see the hate anymore. The stupidity of people who try to create bandwagon hate, I laugh at it and ignore it. Because it's so pointless. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. 2 weeks ago, I made a tweet about getting my videos of Apex Legends content ID matched on YouTube for the soundtrack, which is preposterous. There's one piece of music in the whole fucking game, yet somehow all my gameplay gets claimed for the 30-second clip in every match, which makes no sense. So I put up a stink about it on Twitter, alright? The composer said, oh, it's not EA, it was a mistake. And then people tried to flip this into some negative thing about me being a moron or something, which makes no sense because if you actually see the intelligent conversation I had with the composer, we went back and forth a little bit, and the way it ended basically was the composer wants to make money on his work, put it on iTunes, and when he did, he also loaded it into the YouTube Content ID system, which is erroneously claiming videos, to which I told him, that's your fault. You shouldn't be using the Content ID system for video game music. You should know better because we all know that Content ID doesn't work, so shame on you. And basically, the guy never responded to me again. Why? Because he doesn't have a leg to stand on. He knows that he fucked up. He knows he didn't want to claim gameplay videos, but he wanted to make more money. So he loaded it into Content ID to make more money and make sure no one was stealing his work. And he fucked up and everyone had to suffer for it. Okay. I was completely right. 100% in the right in the situation. But the people who want to talk shit about me ignored the rest of the conversation. All they did was look at my original tweet and his initial response to it. And that's all anyone talked about. And they completely ignored the conversation where basically I proved that Content ID is wrong and he shouldn't have done it. And he stopped responding because he had nothing to fucking say. All right. But this is what people do. Now, what happened? I went on a day off and people blew this up on fucking Reddit. And some moron made a fucking negative video about me and this about it to make clickbait views on fucking YouTube. And I ignored it. I said, I don't care about this stupid shit. This doesn't affect me in the least. Let these morons circle jerk each other all day, completely ignore the facts of the situation that happened, get their little jollies off, let this guy make a couple extra fucking bucks because he's a fucking loser, and then I'll come back refreshed. And that's exactly what I did. I came back on that Tuesday. I didn't give two shits, and we had a fun streaming week after that with zero drama. And that's kind of how I'm approaching it from now on. I'm not bothering with this shit. I'm not. These morons want to just be dumb dunderheads and not actually even look into the whole situation. They didn't even read the tweet to the end of the thread to see that I had basically won the conversation and said, no, you're in the wrong by using Content ID because we know YouTube doesn't work properly and this is hurting people and you shouldn't do it. And the guy completely stopped responding then because he didn't have a leg to stand on. But people don't want to read to the end of the thread. They just want to make their shit up and pretend like, oh, Phil got owned on Twitter. So fuck them. That's what I mean. These are the level of morons who make fun of me and want to say stupid shit about me. Let them fabricate their own nonsense. Okay? So go ahead. Let them make their own stupid fucking nonsense. Let them make their clickbait videos to make extra fucking money, right? And have absolutely nothing of any kind of, well intentions at all. Let them make their jollies, make their money. And I do my own thing. There's no way I can stop these people from doing the negative shit about me. It's been so long that people do this to me regularly. I just don't care anymore, right? All I care about is being here for you guys every day, putting out positive, fun content. And I'm glad to hear, Van Clays, that I entertain you and that you come by and this is your relaxation for the day. Thanks for that. Okay? Okay. Mr. Papa cheered. He says if you had a new PC powerful enough that would open up more possibilities, like with bad online matches with console, it would be much better to open. And would you be open to play games on PC you wouldn't have been able to before? Yes. Well, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm well aware that game, Divinity Original Sin, was a PC exclusive at launch, and most people who played it on PC said it was like pretty much a Game of the Year contender, if not their Game of the Year. What was it? Divinity Original Sin 2, I think. But it didn't come out for consoles for much longer, and by the time it came out, I didn't care anymore. Excuse me. So, yeah, the other thing is, playing fighting games on PC, typically the connections are way better. Most people who now professionally play fighting games and do it for a living and stream for a living are playing on PC. You know, they've done it because there is the best connections, the best visual quality, everything. Less input delay. So, you know, that's great. And yeah, if I had a high-end gaming PC, for sure, you would see me playing fighting games and or games that I'm trying to play at a competitive level. I'd be playing on PC for sure. And then I'm sure there would be some PC exclusives as well that I'd be checking out. But the bottom line is, I don't have a high-end PC for gaming. I have one PC that captures and streams, and, you know, that's all I can do. That's all I got, and I do my best with what I got, right? All right. All right, everyone. So, that actually looks like it's going to wrap up the shout-outs. What I would like to do is take a quick second to give a shout-out to the top cheerers of the week so far. Keep in mind, these are just the people who basically cheered in the last day, because I returned from my break yesterday. So shout out to the top 10 cheerers. We got a triple tie for 8th place between Sleepy Reader, Insomniatic Meat, and Bent Boxer. Then we've got Freddie Lamar Balsley at 7th, Baja Blast 78 in 6th, Bear Tendies in 5th, Rock the Ice in 4th, Infinite 55 in 2nd, Super Blind Man, excuse me, I screwed that up. Infinite 55 in 3rd, Super Blind Man in 2nd, and Baja Blast 79 in 1st. Why there's 2 Baja Blast accounts, I have no idea. They must really like the soda or something. Okay.